All right, everybody. Very hot out here in California. 116. And so I'm going to be doing a video how to ride a motorcycle for your very first time. I'm out here in beautiful wine country. It's absolutely beautiful over here. And we're going to put the Monster Energy backpack on, and we're going to give you a lesson. If you've never ridden a motorcycle, excuse me, I'm going to show you how to do it, how to ride one your very first time. We're going to cover everything: shifting, braking, road driving, and let's get the GPS set here. So all this right here is water. I have a cooling vest on underneath, and what a cooling vest is, you put this in water, you dunk it in water, and then you put it on, and it helps you to stay cool somewhat. It's not perfect, but somewhat. So I want to show you something. Everyone always asks, how the heck do you shift? So take a look at this. Imagine this is a ladder, and you're walking up the steps of the ladder, and this is like the step of the ladder here. This is first, and if you were to hit slightly up, you'd be in neutral. If you were to hit all the way up, like just a full-on tap, you'll feel metal and you'll be in second. If you hit up again from second, you'll be in third. Likewise, if you put your foot on top and kick down from third, you'll be in second. You're always shifting up and down this ladder. You cannot skip sixth to go to second. It's going to make you go to 5, 4, 3, 2. Like, you can pull the clutch in and then just go 5, 4 without letting the clutch out, but that's not good because you can mess up your engine. You want to slowly bring it to a stop, or when you're upshifting, that's not as dangerous. You can go from second to fourth if need be. But you're going to be in first, right? Let's say you're in first. A slight tap up, you'll be in second. Kick down, you're in first. You're going to be in these main gears a lot in city driving, going into neutral, putting it back in gear, so forth and so on. Once you're up in sixth, you downshift and you come all the way back down again. So you get it. It's like a ladder. Watch. You're in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 5, 4, 3, 2. A slight tap from 2 will be in neutral. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about going into neutral and all that stuff. And let's get some air into this puppy because it's very hot. I mean, bike's not hot, but I am. So, all right, here's the throttle, front brake. Everything traditionally on Japanese bikes, on the right is going and stopping. Notice front brake and throttle going, and then see down here where my toe is, you put your foot here, and that's the rear brake. Everything on the left is shifting. See how we're in neutral? Watch, clutch in, watch the neutral light, tap down. Remember the ladder, we're in first. Then notice I'm not letting it out all the way, I'm just letting it in and out like a clutch, like just a barely feather clutch hold, back and forth, and I'm walking with it, you see, because I'm turning around now. Start giving it some throttle. Ah, cool air. Wait, he doesn't see me. So we're in first. Now what were to happen if I were to slightly kick up from first? You got it. Second, watch. I mean neutral. If I were to fully kick upward, then I would be in second. Let's do that now. Fully kick upward, we're in second. Whew. Oh, feels good. That air feels so good. So I'm going to take you out on the road. When you're stopping, just remember, keep the handlebar straight, clutch in, slowly squeezing it, get your left foot ready to come down. When you get dirt like this, just walk it. Don't just take off in the dirt, or you can crash. Just kind of walk it a little out there. Don't do any sudden brake movements or anything. So now watch. We're going to go from first, second, third. Okay, When you're new, slowly give it a little throttle on the right, very little. Let the clutch out, we're in first. You're going to release the throttle, pull the clutch lever in, and then kick up to second. Release throttle, pull clutch lever in, kick up to second, release clutch lever, roll back onto throttle. You're always releasing the throttle in between shifts. We're in second. Release throttle, pull the clutch lever in, kick up to third down here, release the clutch lever. Now watch. Braking, clutch lever in, kick down to second, release. Clutch lever in, slight kick down. Notice, well, I went all the way down to first. It happens. All right. First, second. Now watch. Release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to third, then and only then do you release the clutch lever. So you got it? We're in third. How do you go up to fourth? Release the throttle. See how it's like spring loaded, so it'll go back automatically. Just let go of your grip of it, pull the clutch lever in, kick up to fourth, release the clutch lever. Now let's do it fast. See how fast that is? You'll get where you're going like that. You know, it's not where it's hard, it's not physically taxing. So we're in fourth. Let's see if I can show you how we come to a stop. Remember, with stopping, we're going to go up to fifth. Watch. Release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to fifth, release clutch lever. With stopping, keep your handlebars straight. Do not put your front brake on going around a corner. That is a recipe for disaster. Don't do that. You have two little patches of tire about like that on the asphalt, and when you're putting that front brake on going around a corner, it's losing traction. You're going to go down, you're going to crash. So watch this. Let's go up again. We're going to go all the way up to sixth, but notice the tack's real low. So you want it to be around 4,000, 5,000. That's a good place for it to be. So when it's lower than that, you can downshift or just get on the throttle. Okay, we're going to go right here. Coming up, so we're going to have a stop sign. So we're in sixth. Watch what I do. Don't go up to the light, or the stop sign or light, and then shift downward. That's amateuristic. What you're going to do, because you're a professional, you're going to downshift as you approach it. Well, when do you downshift? Every bike is different. Some bikes you have to downshift from way far away. They're big, heavy. What the heck? This guy's going down the wrong side of the road. Did you want to get in your lane? Thank you. So, some bikes like this one aren't very light, but they're not very heavy. They're like in between. So let's do it. We're going to go right up here. We're in six. Watch what I do. First stage is I coast. I'm coasting because then I can see, should I downshift? All right, tack's dropping below 3, fifth gear, fourth gear. Sometimes I'll give a little throttle just to kind of keep it. Third gear, second, and I'll keep my feet on the pegs. Notice I'm in first. Give it a little bit of throttle. See that? You'll get where you don't even have to put your feet down. All right, now let's go through it fast, okay? We're in second. Ready? Third? Fourth? I don't really need to shift to fourth, but for training's sake, fifth? Sixth. Now, if you're going at high speeds, you can't just lean. A lot of times you're going to need counter steering. Every bike's different. This bike, I'll pull towards me a little on this handlebar and push outward on the right handlebar, and watch what happens when I do that. See how it leans it into the corner to the right? If I pull back on the right handlebar, it leans it to the left. All right, so we have some good speed, 55 miles per hour. Let's see if we can show you some counter steering. Remember, you're not going to be able to lean this heavy bike around corners. Even light bikes at very high speeds, you have to manipulate the handlebars. So it looks like it's going left up here. So watch, I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull back towards me on the right, very little, like applying pressure back towards me on the right handlebar, forward on the left at the count of 3. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Very, very little. And see how you can hold that pressure there? That's how I'm turning it. I'm not even leaning it. That one I actually could have leaned it, but you could also do counter steering there. Looks like we have a sharp corner coming up here, so we'll do that. So notice I'm downshifting. I'm not even braking yet because we're going kind of slow. Now watch, I'll go down to first. Foot hasn't been down yet. Give it a little throttle, and here we go. You'll get where you have to put your foot down. Okay, so let's go through it again. We're in second. You want to go to third, release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to third, release, clutch lever, roll back on. Never hold the throttle in between shifts. You want to release it. Going to go up to fourth. Cute little smart car. Going to go up to fifth. Now, I think it's not a counter steering, it's actually a right corner. Let's see what we got here. Whoever just passed, it smells like coolant. Alright, this is counter steering right here. On the count of three, watch, I'm going to pull back on the right handlebar and just slightly forward on the left. Some bikes you only have to do one of those things. Watch. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. And see how it leans it? Alright, I think this, if this is a stop sign up here, let's see. See how it's like a sharp corner to the right? Oh, I see what it is. It's like a roundabout. Roundabouts, you don't want to be braking going through the roundabout. Get all your braking in before you go into corners. You don't want to be braking around a corner. So see how I have the yield? So I gotta have to kind of let them go. Go ahead, brother, go ahead. So you don't want to be braking going around a corner. When you come to a stop, keep your handlebar straight. Well, why? These bikes are heavy. They don't seem heavy when you're on them. You're like, wow, it's kind of light. But when they fall over, they're very heavy. And there's even techniques to lift up your bike. You basically, let's say my bike fell over like to the right here. I would face this way, put my back against the bike, and grab the handlebar and push backward with my legs like this, pushing this way to get my bike up again. You want to make sure the kickstand's down before you do that. Otherwise, once it gets up, it goes over to the other side. So the main things that you got to learn, in my opinion, is braking, shifting, counter steering. Those are the main things. Depending on, and it does look like we have some counter steering, so that's cool. Depending on what type of bike you get, it seems like the higher speed bike you get, like you get with the leader bikes, you're going to need to really learn counter shifting. You get a little Ninja 250 or a R3, Yamaha R3, you don't have to counter steer as much on those bikes. Every bike you do, but not as much on those bikes. So watch how we're stopping here. Notice, keep the handlebar straight. Notice how we stop, both feet going down. Okay, first gear, slowly give it throttle. Now the clutch is slowly let out. Once you hear it winding out, release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to second, release clutch lever, roll back on. Let's go up to third real quick. Done. See how fast that is? Counter steering. Pulling back on the left and 2. 1, 2. See how it leans it? You're basically like manipulating the bike. It kind of reminds you of skiing or, you know, skateboarding. And practice it. You don't have to go on some dangerous twisties to practice. Watch. Pull back on the left. We're in the right lane. Make sure there's no cars here. Pull back on the right. We're in the left lane. So you're pulling back. Sometimes you'll pull back to go around a corner and it's just not counter steering enough. Let's say you're pulling back on the right and you're pulling back on the right handlebar, you're trying to go left. Well, then you'll need to give it a little pressure, a little more forward on the left side. All right, we got a really good corner. Look at that, really good corner right here. We're going to hit it at some force. All right, I'm going to pull back on the left, slightly forward on the right, on 2. 1, wait, let me get up again. 1, 2. See that? Here's another one. This is a strong one, so I'm not going to give it throttle. Just going to pull back on the right, slightly push forward on the left, and add a little bit of lean to it. Now, if you were to hit this thing at a faster clip, you would definitely need to counter steer. You know, counter steer is an unfortunate name. It should be called counter leaning or counter manipulating. It's because it's with the handlebars. It's not like a steering wheel. It's like counter shifting. You're basically, what we're doing, we're manipulating the weight of the bike to go in a more proactive position as we go around the corner. Now we have a corner coming up here on the left. We're going to let that guy get some distance because I'm going to hit it at a good clip. See the sharp corner here in the GPS? Just beautiful day. You ready? Here we go. What are you going to do? Sharp corner to the left. Slightly pull back on the right. Slightly push forward on the left. Every bike's different. Some bikes you'll need to do both, some just one. Here we go. On the count of 3. 1. 2, 3. Pulling back on the right. Yeah, that was like a stronger one. Again, look at more counter steering here. Pushing forward a little bit on the left handlebar, forward here. Pulling back on the right. I really want to pass this dude. Looks like he's being a nice guy, letting me go or not. He's trying to enjoy the beautiful scenery, and I don't want to mess it up. He's with his family. So you guys get the idea. You have a corner. Oh, great. I could have passed right here. You got a corner going to the left real sharp. You're going to pull back towards you on the right like this, slightly giving it pressure forward on the left handlebar. That will lean it to the left. And again, you want to go to the right, pull back on the left handlebar. It'll lean you to the right. It is ungodly hot out here. This is what hell must be like. All right, can we go here? Got like a little roller coaster thing here. Woohoo! Really want to pass this dude. Can't do it yet. Another roller coaster. What type of motorcycle should you get? If you're going to be riding for a long time, I would not get a 250 or 300. You're going to outgrow it like in a month. There are some 600 bikes. I'm going to put some bikes below that are good 600 learner bikes. They don't have like explosive. Oh, look at it. This is absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I can pass. Come on, dude. No, I'm not going to do it around a corner. That's fine. But I'll put some videos below here, below this video you're watching, and you'll be able to see all types of different types of motorcycles that I've ridden. If you're going to be in the twisties like this, okay, then get a little 300, 250 if this is all you're ever going to do. If you're going to go on the highways or long distances, you're going to want something with power, and I don't think you're going to want to keep a 250 or 300. They have these little tiny tires. You'll always be replacing the tires. So if you're in a very windy area, let's ask you a question. What type of bike do you think you should get? A real light bike or a heavy bike? That's right. Very heavy bike. Good bike for windy areas. Suzuki Katana. Very heavy bike. A low seat, so you're not real high in the air. This bike has like a high, seat to it. I'm like a little over 6 feet, so it's okay with me. But like, I've had some of my friends sit on the bike and they're on their tippy toes. You don't want a bike where you're on your tippy toes, because you need to come to a light and land it and stop it. All right, counter steering here to the right. We're going to do one more. We talked about the throttle. Just be real easy in first and second gear. We're going to counter steer. Watch the line on the right. I'm going to pull back on the left on 2. 1, 2. See how it does it? If you're in a very hot area, you know, not all bikes are liquid cooled. Get a bike that is liquid cooled. This one's liquid cooled, fuel injected, 6-speed to maximize fuel economy also. Check out my How to Ride a Bike if you want to get a leader bike, something really powerful. Look at my other training videos right below here. You know, get good gear. Like these gloves I have on, the brand is SUO, M as in Mary, Y as in yes. And they're digitized for the phone. I can actually touch the phone because most gloves won't do that. This one, the phone will recognize it. Get a good jacket, even though it's like 116 out here. I have this jacket with these waffle holes in the jacket. See how you can see the waffle holes there? So the hot air is blowing through. Dear Lord, doesn't do much. If you want to see how to ride freeways, check out the video right below here in the video you're watching right now.